gotta wait for the song.
Am I here? Hello, Mike.
Sure.
Check, baby. Sorry about it, guys. Technical difficulties. Wait a moment.
We can share a mic. You want it? Oh yeah. Please stand by. Is this where we cut the audio? All right. Well, I got the floor. Come on, people. Come in. We got a demo.
I was like, I see the video. I don't hear the video.
Chef demo. You over there, Crave. They're not going anywhere.
Hello.
I'm making soup.
Hey.
Oh, here you go.
Hey. Here we are, guys. You know what? We're cooking with fire now, baby.
Yeah.
Thank you for your patience. If you didn't know already, you're at the 2024 Cooking for the Holidays stage.
Woo!
Thank you for joining us. We already have questions, so I'm excited because that means you guys are going to participate. We've got questions for Chef. Before I introduce today's chef, I would like to thank our sponsors, which include Mattress Firm, Renewal Remodel and Additions, and Bates Technical College, which is taking all the juicy close-up good shots that you're going to catch on the screen right here, so keep your eyes open for that.
Beautiful shot right there.
Gosh, you should be the host. You're doing great. We're going to have a good time. Let's give a warm welcome. I mean, like you mean it, guys. For Chef Tobie Robinson.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I like it. Yes.
I'll try not to disappoint.
Chef,
I like. Yep.
What are you doing for us today?
What am I doing? I'm doing soup. Soup that is. Soup that is.
What kind of soup?
We are doing in the restaurant, I realized that in the restaurant we have a curry carrot soup, but for today I'm doing a ginger carrot soup. Same concept, just curry at the restaurant, ginger here.
I love it. Now,
Yeah.
before you get into instructional, if anyone has questions, I'm going to come join you guys. Raise your hand. I'll come to you with a mic so everyone can hear you. But Chef Tobie, tell us about your restaurant before you start cooking.
So, I can talk. I mean, we got time. So, we opened a restaurant last year. This is tomorrow is our year anniversary. We made a whole year. Thank you. But don't applaud yet. We got to still make it more. Like that's just the initial. But we started as a food trailer. It's a funny story that I like to tell. So we were doing catering about 3 years ago now. We started a catering company, and we noticed that a lot of the venues we went to didn't have a kitchen. They just had like a prep kitchen. And not trying to talk high on myself, but I'm a purist and love the food to go out hot, and I don't like warmers. And so we were like, you know what? Let's get a food trailer and have it set up as a kitchen, and we can bring them to, different venues, weddings and stuff, so I can cook the stuff and like have it ready. And doing that, we put down the deposit. It inspired us to like, you know what? Why don't we just open up a food truck, and like sell stuff and make some money all year round. And so we came up with we were going to do German food. And we came up with the name Schatzi's, which that could be the first question. Does anybody know what Schatzi's means in
What's
German?
on the line here, Chef? What do you have in your hand?
We have a $25 gift card to inspire you to come to our restaurant.
Anyone know the answer to that question? Don't be shy. Just
Schatzi's.
shout it out.
Well, that's a tough one. So it means cutie pie or cute. So it's something my grandma used to call my sister was a Schatzi. And so we started Schatzi's food service, and we started to do German food. We did a festival and got our name out there a little bit. Well, 5 months down the road, we were still coming out of COVID, and labor was hard to find. And so the company called us and were like, hey, we can't finish your trailer. We don't have labor. Cost of materials went up. And so they gave us our deposit back. Thank you. Thank goodness. And so we got our money back, and I was just searching Facebook Marketplace to find anything that would work for that, and I came across this pizza trailer that actually operated here in Tacoma. That could be another question. Did anybody ever go to Rain and Shine Pizza? No. Okay. That's why. We'll keep them going. But so it's called Rain and Shine Pizza, and it was a pizza trailer, wood fire pizza trailer. And I was just like, I've done pizza before. And my wife was like, "You're crazy. We just went from catering to German food. Now you want to do pizza." Totally, understandable. Thought I was nuts. And so I went to the gym that night, and I was just like, it just felt a calling towards it. I was just like, you know what? I can do this. I can make this work. And I don't know if you guys are, believe in things, but, it was just one of those things where everything came together. Like my wife, who usually goes to bed early, was actually up when I came home from the gym. And so I just talked to her. I was just like, I think I can make this work. Like, let's do this. And she was like, okay, well, he's got to come down in price. That, and though. And it just all fell in place. And caveat to that, which was even cooler, was after we got the trailer, we weren't even planning on operating until summer. We were wanting to take it slow. Well, I get a call for a catering in November from this guy, Lucas. He's one of our customers now. Awesome. I tell the story all the time. And he wanted to talk to us about catering and forks and didn't even know we had this trailer. And at the end of the call, he's like, what we were really looking for was we were looking for a pizza trailer, to do pizza. And I'm just like, bing.
The world works in mysterious ways.
I was like, well, just so you know, Lucas, we bought a pizza trailer that we don't have everything worked out, but if you bear with us and work with us, we would love to do your event. So we did a tasting in the middle of December. I think it even snowed that day, or it was at least icy or something, but we did a tasting. That was like my second time firing it up. And we cooked some pizzas, and we got the gig, and
now here we are.
And now here we
celebrating a milestone.
Yeah. And so it was kind of the same thing with the restaurant. We were 2 years into it, and we were just kind of joking about wanting a commissary kitchen. Probably lighting on paper on fire is probably not good.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. We don't want to burn this beautiful kitchen down.
Let's not.
But yeah, we were kind of joking about just wanting a commissary kitchen. Where we were working out of was at a, I don't know if you guys know, in Elma, the nuclear plant there that was non-operating. They spent tons of money on it and then decided they didn't want it. They had a kitchen that was kind of the same thing, just a prep kitchen. The health department had a 3-compartment sink, a prep area, just all that, but no cooking. And so we were just kind of like, let's get a commissary kitchen eventually. And my wife, same thing. I think she looked on Facebook Marketplace and found this place in Shelton that we had. That it's an old bank, which right there I'm in love with because I love the McMinimans concept where taking something old and turning it into something. And so, she found it and showed me it, and I was in the area, and so I went down there, and what inspired me to call the guy was on the front, somebody wrote in chalk these ridiculous numbers, didn't match up with what the ad said. And so I called Michael, the landlord, and another thing, he was just going to be out that way. He's in West Seattle, and he was going to be in Shelton. His parents live in Shelton. He's like, you want to come see it tomorrow? And I was like, sure. So we went and saw it and just fell in love with it as soon as we walked in. It was just, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're feeling your pot there. Is it feeling hot?
So getting the pot hot. So I started with oil. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with sauteing our onion, sweating our onion a little bit, and this is why you get prepared before, because you should have all your knives. Mise en place. Oh, another question. Mise en place. Anybody know that one?
Ooh.
You're a chef, aren't you?
Shout it out.
What's mise en? Oh, yes. Everything
winner,
in its
chicken
place.
dinner.
Yeah. So that is, with these demos, that's my fun joke is did I remember everything? If I get through this and I have everything, we're golden. But we're going to start by sweating some onions. So enough about me and the restaurant. Let's talk soup for a minute. So soup is fun because it can be as easy as you want it. It can be as hard as you want it. You can do everything from making the stock yourself, which making a veggie stock is probably one of the easiest stocks you can make. It's basically just simmering vegetables. And the rule to that is you can use any scraps except for anything that would turn your broth a different color, unless you want a purple broth.
You might.
Yeah.
We have a question for you, Chef Tobie.
Oh, sure.
Before you do that, what happened to the pizza?
What happened to the pizza as far as? Oh, we're still doing it.
Doing
the restaurant.
Pizza. He's just making soup today. That's all.
So I wanted to showcase something else. So we do pizza and we do Mediterranean tapas. Another question. Anybody know what tapas means?
Tapas.
You are a chef, aren't you?
No,
Anybody
but
know what tapas?
She is what we would call a super groupie.
All right, I got a groupie. Tapas means to cover. So what the story that was explained to me was that in Spain, in like a bar setting, when you would go to the bathroom, you would put like a cover over your drink to let the people know you'd be back. And what they started doing was putting like little trinkets on it. They'd put like some olives, which is where a lot of Spanish tapa restaurants will have olives. They'll put like little like meats and stuff. And it kind of evolved into just small plates. So we do small plates. We have like a curry cauliflower. And what I love about doing Mediterranean is we can cover that whole border. Like we can do Italian, we can do, we've got a little bit of, in culinary school, they told us to focus on one cuisine. And I don't like that because I like a little of everything. I mean, the only one I can't do is Asian food. But, I like everything about cooking. So this gives my mind the explore of like, oh, I can do some Italian. So on the menu, we have we do pizzas up front. That's the star of the show. And that's actually my only little spot that I can do some Asian because we do have a Thai pizza on there with a peanut sauce. But we do wood fire pizza up front. It's the star of the show. And then in the back, we do tapas. So
I love it.
This is so it's soup season now. Welcome. So we do a flight of soup where we have 3 different kinds of soup. One of them that's the star of the show will always be there is Katea's clam chowder. It's amazing. I don't know what she does. She sprinkles some fairy dust or something on it, but it's really good. And then, we'll switch up the other soups. Right now we're doing the curry carrot, and we're doing a wild mushroom and rice soup. And then next month we'll do 2 others. So today I'm going to show you a version of that curry. So what's good about soups is that you can... You don't have to be exact in your cuts. You can do something like this, especially with pureed soups. Oh, that's the sound I love.
We got the sizzle.
Yes.
We can see the sizzle. That means we're going to start to smell the sizzle.
So that is beautiful for me when I do a demo and I can hear that sound. Like some demos, I turn the oven on and I hope for it, and it's just nothing. No pop, no. It's like an applause. I love it. So we're going to do a half an onion in there and just kind of sweat that. If you're doing a bigger batch, you could do a whole onion. I have samples for you, so we're just going to showcase this.
So, Chef, you're doing a little TV show magic,
yes,
and
yes.
Soup is already ready.
Magic of food TV. Yes. Bon appetit.
Easy.
Yes. Yep. So then we're going to chop some celery. So I like to sweat the onions a little bit first because I don't like the harshness of onions. But again, like this stuff right here, you can use that for your veggie stock. And so that's just putting that into a pot and covering it with water, and then just letting it boil. With a veggie stock, you only got to go like 30 minutes to an hour. I mean, you don't have to go a long time. With chicken stocks, you got to go longer. So yeah, I mean, soups are great. There's so many great stocks out there that you can buy if you don't want to make your own. The sky's the limit, as they say, to what you make. I like to make my soups like a day in advance to kind of get those flavors married. I mean, it's not just a chili thing. I think it's all soup. Just kind of gets happy when it stays a day. But if you're like me that's impatient and can't wait and you just want that soup now, by all means, go for it. You know. So happy that I'm getting this. Can you see that? Is it?
We got a shot of it. Yeah, we have it on screen. It's coming together already.
All right. So then from here, before I add the carrot in, I'm going to start adding some. I've got some roasted garlic. Anybody ever made a roasted garlic before?
Yes.
Yep. Good. Nice. I'm going to give you a card for that one. There you go.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. There we go. Roasted garlic, it's another super easy, flavorful type thing you can do. What you're going to do is submerge garlic cloves in oil. If you're making just a small batch, you can get just like a small something that'll bake in the oven, or you could even just do foil, which they taught us in culinary school, and just do like a whole head of garlic and just cut off the top, put some oil on it, and then you just want to bake it on really low, like about 240, somewhere around there. And it takes a while, especially on that low heat. Like the stuff I do in the restaurant, you know, I'll make a day of it. I'll go on really low and just like let it just get nice and that color. But yeah, I mean, it's great. It's sweet. It doesn't have that harshness of the regular garlic. So we're just going to add about a tablespoon of that, maybe more. And again, you know, I don't follow recipes. So if you love garlic, I mean, put this whole darn thing in there if you want. If you hate garlic, don't put garlic in it.
Do what makes your heart happy.
You're making some Italian grandma sad, but, you know, whatever. So from there, we got a nice kind of colorization on that garlic. So we're just going to throw in our carrot. And again, I just like to saute that a little bit. And at this point, I will throw in my bay leaves, which I put over here.
Are you guys getting some of the aromas out here? Are you feeling hungry? No? Oh, so you got to move up then.
Yeah. There's plenty of space. I'm sure they don't bite.
Can't vouch for people. We're in a public space,
I know.
Tobie.
You should say stuff like that. All right. Just going to sweat that and get the carrots kind of caramelized a little bit. Any questions? Am I talking too much?
You're doing great, Chef
Yeah.
Tobie, but if you guys have questions, don't be shy. Oh, I'm coming up.
All right. The chef and secret, I know it.
Maybe you said this and I just missed it, but what temperature do you have your pan on?
Do it now?
What temperature do you have your pan on?
Oh, here? I got it on 8. This one goes to... it doesn't go to 11.
Medium high-ish?
Yeah, about medium high. So, it's funny. I've always known I wanted to cook ever since I could reach a stove. My first interaction with food was my dad worked at Boeing for 30 years and worked any kind of overtime, or I think he just wanted to get away from his family, but he would work all the hours they would give him. And then my mom, you know, was kind of sick, and so it was me kind of fending for myself. But the first time I was like in love with it, I made my friend a ham and cheese sandwich. And I felt so prideful when he was just like, this is the best ham and cheese sandwich I've ever had.
High praise.
Yeah. And all I did was put ham, American cheese, but here's the kicker, Johnny seasoning.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
A true Pacific Northwesterner.
From there, I started watching, you know, that's when Food Network started to become a thing. And so I started watching Food Network and just sponging it in. You know, of course, I didn't know what they were talking about, but, you know, but one of the things, you know, kind of bringing it around was Emerald would always say, you know, like, you don't have to crank this thing on high. You can, you know, there's different temperatures on this thing, and that's kind of where I learned. I'm like, okay, so you don't always have to go like crazy hot. You can bring it down a little bit. There's other temperatures on here. So we're going to squeeze in a little bit of ginger. So I'm cheating and using this paste ginger, which is awesome that you don't have to. But if you want to use fresh ginger, you can. What I would do is peel it. And a trick, if you didn't know, is you can take a spoon and just kind of peel it. And then I would just cut it into some coins and throw it in there. You can use powdered ginger too. That one I would be a little cautious because it does kind of have a bitterness. What I like to do is, and it's kind of hard to find that ratio of too much ginger, but I like to, kind of what I do with my curry is kind of saute it a little bit in some oil, get those aromas out. And I think it kind of helps with the bitterness too. But if you're going to use powder, I would just kind of put some oil in there and just kind of saute it a little bit and then go with your veggies and doing that. Either one is fine. Soup it's one of those things that I feel is made for just whatever you've got. You've got some extra leftover Thanksgiving turkey, which I can't believe we're already talking about Thanksgiving. It's crazy that I was just telling her, I can't believe we're almost like Christmas is just right around the corner. Like this is to me is like the turnkey of like, once this happens, like we are in it, y'all. That's like, we're there. Where am I looking? I'm talking too much. All right, so we're sauteing this, and then I'm going to start getting the red light soon. We're going to throw in a little bit of wine, because why not?
Does it matter what kind of wine you use?
The stuff you would drink with, I'm not going to do on stage. I'm sure there's probably show regulations about it.
It's a family show here, Chef.
Yeah. Oh, man, I did a demo at the Festa Italiano, and, yeah, those guys go on stage and...
That's fair.
But
That's fair.
just you can go with cheap wine. Just the rule of thumb is always if you drink it, use it, kind of thing. I don't know why. It's just that was what they say. So just to let that.
Chef, we had a question if it was a sweet or a dry wine.
Man, you're just getting technical on me here.
The audience needs to know.
I am not a wine expert, where they call it a sommelier. It's our Chardonnay that I think we use in the restaurant. It's a box wine. Comes in a box.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah, that's the stuff. So we're there, and then from there, we're just going to add our veggie stock that I made. And you just want to cover, because you're just going to want this to boil. I don't know if we'll get to blending yet, but like I said, we do have samples. Because I think I'm supposed to be off at 2:30, right?
Supposed to be wrapping up demo around 2:30 and then sampling.
Sampling. Okay.
So we're doing good.
I'm a rule follower, so yeah.
Thank you for that, Chef.
Yeah, you go. But I do want to show, before I get too far, is the cashew cream. So maybe I'll do that, and then we'll do samples. So the cashew cream, another easy thing that you can press all your vegan and vegetarian fans. You'd be like, I made this from scratch. And you can even go as far as like, is the cashew lady here this year? She used to do it every year. I think it's called Pike. Maybe she retired.
Anyone have any cashews out in the world?
Yeah, there was a lady that Julie that she did cashews at the Pike Place Market, and I think it's been about 3 or 4 years since I've done this show, and she was here when I was here, but great lady. But I was going to say you could buy her cashews and be like, oh, these are Pike Place Market cashews. These are Fisher's, which is still good. So you'll want to soak these overnight. If you want a neutral flavor, you're going to want to get raw cashews, which you can get at Winco has them in their bulk section. I think a lot of places are carrying them now because it's becoming a thing. It's like cashew cream, like. But I like the roasted cashews because we're using it as a finisher, so the roasted flavor kind of gives it that nice roasty toasty. But you just want to soak them and then drain them.
How long do you soak them for?
overnight, or we're going to see if this will work because I soak this for, let's see, what time did I come to the restaurant? Like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So this is about 8 hours or so. And then you just want to put them in a blender, which we're going to come over here.
We're going to go just off stage.
Yeah.
The joy of demonstration
Yes.
stages. The plugins are in weird places.
Are we already plugged in?
Yes, you
Okay.
should be all set.
Okay. So we're just going to put that in.
And could
So-
you do this in any kind of blender, food processor, Vitamix?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think the answer to that is you want a more high-speed one because of the blending power. So I don't think your normal everyday, I could be wrong, your normal everyday Black & Decker one could work. But if you had a Ninja, and I'm not a rep for Vitamix, but if you want to make an investment, that is one of the best investments you can make because you can make soup just right there. You can make, anything. And Costco has them at a pretty good price, the smaller ones.
Love it.
But yeah, I think you want a more high-powered motor. So whatever one you get, you just got to make sure that that it goes to 11. Does anybody get that reference, by the way? Thank you.
Yes.
Spinal Tap. So we're going to start off with just enough to cover. And if I did this right, and always make sure that everything is on low. So Vitamix, they have a high power. They've got, just basically, and then they got, whoa! I'll show you in a minute. But want to make sure everything's down. And this one's kind of going out, so it's going to kind of etch a little bit. Oh, you're going to make a liar out of me. So just going to grind this up. What you're looking for, so it's still a little chunky, so we're going to add a little bit more water to it. So that would be perfect for like a butter, like cashew butter. You'd want to strain that. We're kind of going for more of a cream. So what I'm doing is pulling out the plunger, and the plunger will show me what stage it's at. So that's about right where we want it. Viscous. So that's what we're looking for right there. And I've already got some pre-done. And then I'll just start adding salt and pepper to that. Everybody see me? Yep.
Chef, we have a question.
Yeah.
Were your nuts salted or not salted nuts?
These are salted. And I'm fine with that with a finishing cream. If I was going to do something like actually put it in the soup or, cook with it, then I would want unsalted, bland, to... And the reason for that is because you never know what you're going to get with salted. Like some, you throw some in your mouth and you get like a salt bomb, and some you'll get like just a little bit of salt, So, and that goes with if you buy pre-made stock, you want to get like the low sodium or no sodium, just because you just don't know how much they put in those, and just taste everything. So cashew cream's done. I'm not sure we're going to get to blending. Yeah, they're still pretty hard. But from here, what we would do, I'll just walk you through it, is we would strain
Chef
this.
Tobie, we had a question,
Oh, yep.
and maybe you're about to answer right now. The Vitamix, is that the one that'll make the soup itself?
This could make the soup itself. In fact, it probably would be powerful enough to crunch these, but because this thing is so old, we got celebrity in the... Oh, my goodness. Now I'm going to get nervous. Because this thing's so old and the motor is kind of going out on me, I don't want to try it. Like, I like to have it soft. But you probably could just throw carrot in there. In fact, I think the guy at Costco does that. He's like, here's a soup. Again, I did try to become a Vitamix representative once and almost did, but.
And here we are today.
So how we would finish this is we would strain this, and then we would use this liquid to kind of thicken the soup to get it to where it is right here. Can everybody see this?
If you put it on,
Maybe.
bringing it over to
Oh yeah.
Hey.
I'm a worker, so that's where we want it. Kind of soup pureed.
Thing of beauty.
Thing of beauty. Yes. Magic of food TV. So yeah, that's where we go, and then where I'll show you how I will finish.
Show
it.
us a little presentation.
Show you a little presentation there. So how we're going to do it in the restaurant is just a little bit like that. And then we'll take some man. And then we'll just take a little cashew cream like this. Now, some would say, why am I throwing something cold on a hot soup? Because once you blend it anyways, it's going to warm up. It's not going to take too much from the hotness. And if Hudson over here is in a restaurant, that's unacceptable. I can't do that.
Wipe your dish.
We need a towel to clean that up.
If you ever go to a chef restaurant and get a dish that comes out to you like that, you're in trouble.
Yeah, don't pay full price.
Go wipe there. So we got the cashew cream, and then are you adding anything else to it?
Yeah, we'll throw a little sprig of some parsley on there, like so. In the restaurant, we have microgreens, so we'll throw some microgreens on there, which make it fancy. Could even throw some truffle salt on there if you want to throw a little finishing salt.
Oh, that sounds
on there.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, soup, it was one of my favorite stations in culinary school, soup and sauces. Like, it's so much fun because there's so much complex to it if you want, and there's so much simplicity to it if you want. I mean, you can find anything in your cupboard and make a soup out of it. It's just one of those things that learning it's so great. And, he knows that in this industry, when we go home, everybody wants to believe that we make these 4-course meals and, no, we're having a grilled cheese and some tomato soup, or, we're making
good stuff.
One pot soup. But, so that's my demo.
Can we show the soup one more time on screen? Bates,
which camera?
Leave it there. Put it right where you had it. Can we get a shot of the soup?
Who?
There.
There
it is. Let's give it up for Chef Tobie. I'm feeling all the cozy vibes. Chef, do you have anything you want to share with us before you start giving out samples?
Yeah, my wife will kill me if I come back with these because I made her, get me gift cards. So let's see. What can I... Huh? Oh, yeah, let's go. Who knows where my restaurant's at? Oh, but you got one, didn't you? Oh, you got it. Okay, there we go. Let's pick a holiday movie. How about Home Alone? What were the name of the robbers?
Holler it out. Don't be shy. Go for it.
Get over here. Back there.
Marv. And some other guy. We got one.
I'll give it was Harry, wasn't it? Harry and Marv, wasn't it? Wet Bandits, Harry and Marv, I believe. Yeah. All right.
We're giving it out here?
I'll give it.
There you go.
And I'll just say, if anybody takes a business card and shows it at the restaurant, I'll give you 10% off. So
get a business card.
Yeah.
Go visit Chef
Next time you're in
Tobie.
Shelton, you can be like, I know a place in Shelton. I want to put Shelton on the map. We've got a lot of great restaurants there, a lot of great places. We're up and coming. We're growing.
We have another question.
When and how much curry do you add?
Well, I didn't add curry to this one. This was ginger. Yeah, I guess I didn't go over. That was probably about 2 tablespoons worth of ginger. And you can add more. I mean, if you really love ginger, which I do, you could add more. Yeah.
Any other questions for Chef? Oh, look, I love it.
Oh, man, it's inspiring. Yeah.
You said you strained the vegetables and you have the broth. Well, don't you use the vegetables?
Yeah. So, sorry, I guess I didn't explain that. So, strain it and then put it into your Vitamix or your blender and blend them. But you want to start adding the broth. You don't want to add too much because you don't want it to get too thin. But you want to start adding it to thin it out.
Do we get the recipes, a copy of recipes?
That is a good question. I didn't bring any today, But if you take my card and email me, I will send you a copy.
There we go. Any other questions? I like questions.
Questions?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
This guy.
Do you have any fall specials coming up at your restaurant?
Well, we just changed our – that's a good question. We just changed our menu. So soups are now our special. Like I said, it's soup season, so we got the flight of soup. We got so many requests for a Caesar salad, and I'm like, I can't just do a Caesar salad, so I'm doing a Parmesan bowl. Anybody know what a Parmesan bowl? It's just baked Parmesan and molded into a bowl, and we put the Caesar salad in that.
Oh, I can get behind that.
So yeah, we got that going on. What other specials what did we add? We added a charcuterie pizza that has hot capricola. It's got prosciutto, mortadella, and salami on it. So that's on the pizza station. We're kind of, I told my wife, like, if we add anything else to the menu, we got to take something off at this point, because we're kind of like, we don't have a huge menu, but it's getting to where we're like needing to delete some stuff.
I love it.
Yeah.
Who's ready for soup?
Who's ready for soup?
Yes,
There
let's
it
give
is.
it up for Chef Tobie Robinson of
you.
County Line
Thank
Fire.
you.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining us today.
So I got to tell one more story. My last demo I did 4 years ago, I totally forgot that they don't have stuff here, so I actually stole this guy's pot and had to use it. So thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
in Vegas. Oh, recently. World traveling competitive chefs. There's no competing today, guys.
No competing.
Let's give it up for Chef Tobie one
Thank
more
you.
time. Make a nice little line. We'll get you guys some soup.